The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. So we're going to take a look here at the DAX like we always do to start the day. As you can see, we had that big rally into the end of the week. So far, we've had a little two-day correction going down in the DAX. We haven't hit any really key numbers as of yet. So it's going to be interesting to see if we can see anything. And the one thing I'd like to start today's show is to take a look at the front cover of Barron's magazine this week. The headline is "The Road to Dow 20,000, Next Stop 30,000." Now, if you look at this chart, you'll notice that when we went above 5,000, it never looked back. That was, coming back off of the 87 crash. It looks like a little blip on this chart, but it was a little more than that. Then we went up to 10,000, where we went to just about 11,500, and then corrected about 40%. We backed off. And again, they didn't have any what do you call fanfare at 11,000, 12,000, 13,000, 15,000. Didn't even have any fanfare at 15,000. But at 20,000, they had red caps ready to go. Now, this is indicative of what Barron's usually does. They have a record of, being right at the end of the road every time one of these things happens. This happened in 2000 when we had the dot-com bubble, of course, and again of 2007 when Bernanke in October said he could see nothing wrong with the economy marching forward for the next several years. And then we had a correction that took the NASDAQ down about 80%. So this is what we're looking at right now at the 20,000 level. Whether this means anything, I'm not sure. But there is one thing that did happen over the weekend that I think, a lot of things happened over the weekend I think are relatively important. But if you'll give me 1 second here, I wanted to show it to you, and all I have to do is to find it, and then I'll be in good shape. But 1 second here. Oh, I had it ready to go. What's the matter? Boy, boys and girls, I'm going to give you some free advice here. Don't get old. It's way overrated. Well, I guess I should be pleasantly surprised when this happens. Well, where is it? Can't find it. Doggone it. Just give me 1 second. I know it's here. Here it is. There, we got it. I had it right here all along. Here's what happened on Sunday night, and I'm going to give you the rationale behind this. Whether it means anything or not, I don't know, but we'll look at it. If you'll see here, this is the pattern we were looking at over the last few days. This is an hourly chart. As you can see, we had that big run up here from the 22nd into the 26th. We had a gap down Saturday night, folks. That gap is at 2287. If we don't fill that gap and we close sharply lower today, that's going to leave an island reversal possibly on the Dow Jones chart. And remember, the Dow Jones has very few gaps that are unfilled. And if you take a look at this chart that I'm going to post next, which is the Dow on the long term, you'll see that we completed the big ABCD move. You can see the move from election night. What you don't see from election night is because this is the Dow Jones index itself, so it was not trading election night. It was down at the 78% level, down 880 points. But by the time you came to work that morning and the market opened, we opened higher, as you can see by the gap. And now we're up at this area here. Now we've got a gap possibly today, but it's not going to occur in the Dow because the Dow would have to gap down 100 points, and it's not going to do that. We could possibly have one, of course, in the S&P market without any trouble at all, because that market did not close higher. It actually had a little bit of a down move, and this would, in fact, be a potential island reversal in the S&P cash. I just posted an S&P cash, and as you can see from the Brexit vote on the 27th of June, we had a huge move. Then we backed off into the USA election night, and then you see again, what did we have? We had another equal move that is also perfectly. That's how you get your ABCD pattern forming, and then that's also, if you look at that over the past 9 months, that's also a 3-drive pattern. And that's just a possibility. But if it closes sharply lower today without filling that gap, I mean the Dow down 100 points or more, and the S&P down about 15 handles, that would say that this is most probably an island reversal, and that would be something to keep in mind that is a possibility. And let's move on to the next one that I think everybody has an interest in, and that is our gold market, because, folks, this puppy is setting up. It's ready to rock and roll. This is my personal opinion, so be careful. If you look here at this, you'll notice this is the number we were looking at in gold. We got down exactly to the 1180 level, and that was a 382 retracement from our low in December. We're almost ready to take out the highs of the overnight market at 1196. Any move above 1200, I think they're going to tag this puppy as a potential new IPO, because this thing could really get moving, folks. If we take a look here just quickly, before I get into this, I wanted to show you the silver market and also the platinum, because what they did on Friday was absolutely unbelievable too, because you'll see that after we hit that ABCD pattern in the silver, it got all the way up to the 78% level at 1720. And if we get above 1750, this is going to set up an ABCD structure that's going to take the silver $1.50 higher. That's what it looks like. I mean, this is done exactly what we had hoped. Whether it's going to continue or not, I don't know. Anything below 1180 now would certainly be something that I would say, well, it's probably wrong. But if we take a quick look at the platinum, you're going to see the same type of a move where the market came down. You see there on the excuse me, let's get my words together here. Down on the 26th and the 25th, and then we came up and we also moved quickly higher above the 78% retracement. So that's another 382 level. That would take platinum another $140 higher if this breaks out to the upside. This is a very positive pattern, folks. You don't want to pay light of it, because it's a really, really powerful pattern. It's got a lot of potential. I think it has a chance to have legs. Right now, it's doing exactly what it should be doing. Now, if we reverse from this level here and we don't get any higher, then, you would be looking at something that would not be very positive. But right now, it's certainly looking, very, very good. What's amazing about this is that if we take a look at the gold silver index, the XA, you'll notice that it hasn't backed off at all. Even gold backed off 38%, as you can see from this chart here. That's the gold in the blue line. The XAU hasn't even backed off at all. Now, part of that is everybody searching for stock to buy. I can certainly understand that, and we'll watch that in just a minute. Take a break. 877-927-6648.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now, you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry, powered by the acclaimed TAS TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Larry takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Okay, folks, the next chart that I posted is the 15-minute gold chart, and overlaid on top of it, you'll see the silver chart. This is a huge move, folks, in silver. Moved about $2,500 as opposed to gold moving only about 1,000. So it's moving much, much faster. Whether that means much or not, I'm not sure. Remember that the gold is 6 times larger in open interest and volume than there is in silver. So it takes a lot more to move the gold than it does silver. So let's pay attention, because that 382 that we made on Friday at 1180 is also, it was they had a little 50% pullback this morning when we went from 1193 down to the 1188 level, and so far it started to hold up, but it's still the beginning. This might not mean much, but we want to watch it very closely, because it does. It's got great potential here. Let's just look here at this long-term gold chart, and you'll see what I mean. And I know it's hard to go from a hourly chart or a daily chart into this long-term chart, but it's something that looks very, very interesting on a technical basis that we talked about several times here last week. In addition to having that 20-minute line there, we have a 50% retracement off of the low going back to 1980. Hello, does that mean anything? And we also had a 70% correction off of the low from the 666 level back in 2009. So this is possibly very, very important. And if we ever do get above that 1450 level, folks, the targets are way up there. You're talking another $1,000 move in gold, and certainly the news out there would be able to send gold to that level. Remember, there are always there are gold bulls around. They never die. They're just in hibernation. So keep in mind that if this thing starts to move, it's got legs. It's got the technical legs. I don't know diddly squat about the fundamentals, but the technical part I have a relatively good handle on. By the way, here's a little bit of cheap advice from the cheap seats, and that is that if you have a really bad day, and for some reason Mondays seem to be my worst day of the week, but if you have a really bad day to start out, don't try to get aggressive and make all your money back in one day. You've started out poorly. If you lose like 2 or 3%, back off and just, take the rest of the day off and go out and get your hair cut, run some errands, take your dog for a walk. If you don't have a dog, take the girlfriend for a walk or whatever. But just get your mind off the markets. It'll clear your head, and you won't be, forced to do revenge trading trying to get back to even, because there's always opportunities in these markets. We see them. Yeah, for those of us that have hair, you got that right, brother. Well, then go to the guy that shaves your head, I guess. However, very good, Mr. Z. But anyway, keep an eye on that. That's very, very important. We'll watch that. I was thinking of you, Mr. Z, today, because I'm watching the soybeans down about 10 cents today, and particularly I'm watching the soybean oil because I have a little bit of a short position in this. So I wanted to show you what we're looking at here in oil, because it's getting really close to this level here of we just broke the 3,400 level, which is the 61% retracement. I'm looking for oil to possibly get just a little lower here, down to $33. This is soybean oil, folks. This is the one you crush from soybeans into the thing. But we had that rally up to 3,700. That was very fast. And now we have the ABCD structure measured to 33, and of course we're still in the influence of the new moon, so we should be there around the 20. Well, that was on Friday, of course, on the 27th, which was the Chinese New Year, the year of the rooster, and maybe this is the year that the rooster lets gold crow a little bit, because it's been eating crow since April of at 1,932 an ounce, which was in 2011. Folks, something really big is happening in the E-mini S&P and the NASDAQ, and also the Dow Jones E-mini. We are looking at a situation where open interest is dropping. We talked about that last week. I want to bring it to your attention again, because again we had open interest dropping the last 3 days of the week in the E-mini S&P. The last time this occurred, you'll remember, well, we've seen several instances, of course, but one of the ones that we pointed out was back when gold was at 1932. That was, and silver was at $49. It was very apparent that that's what's happening. When open interest is leaving the market, folks, it means there are less players. And if you don't have players and the market is up, it falls of its own weight. So be very, very careful in here if you happen to be long some of this, because you could be in for some type of shock. Not necessarily today or tomorrow, but you could be looking at something that would be, very, very ominous, possibly. But the open interest is a giant warning flag, and not many people follow that. The master of it, of course, is Steve Breeze, and he's watching it closely every day. And but this is something that we're keeping an eye on. We've got some patterns up here that would certainly be suspect for another move up. I'm not sure whether the Dow is going to go to 30,000 or not, but I do believe if it is, it's going to have some type of correction, to give it the impetus of getting up to that level. But there is that possibility, so we have to, function that in. A lot of it is going to be based on what happens with the U.S. dollar, and we're certainly going to cover that in a little bit here, because we have a guest coming on at 9:30. We have Norm Winsky coming on, and we want to be able to take a listen to what he has to say, because he has some really good information as always. If we look at the dollar index here, you'll see that it's held this 100 level spot on perfectly. We're in the midst of a little rally here because of the euro sell-off last night. The euro was perfect last night. It got right up to the 78% retracement of the previous swing high within 4 pips, and immediately dropped 120 pips. So this is an interesting spot here in the U.S. dollar, because any move below 100 or any move below 104, something really big has happened. Until that time, we're probably going to be in a really tight trading range. That would be my guess. Now, then believe me, that is a guess. But if we take a look at what happened with the euro here, you'll see that this is the main thing that we were watching, is that when we got to this level, and we got to that 107.40 level again one more time, which was almost exactly the 78% retracement from the high on the 24th, and now we came all the way back down and we touched the 106.20 level. So we dropped 120 pips. It's very, very important support there. And if it can hold anything above 108, and this is going to be very bullish in my opinion, and anything below the 105 level is going to be very bearish, because longer term, we're still looking to that euro has a big weekly target out there at 100 or lower. And it's just taken a long time to get there, but there's that certainly the possibility of what's going on. And with these trade things up in the air now, anything could happen. We could see a trade war, a currency war. Any of these things are possible. So keep an eye on these foreign exchange markets, because they'll give you a pretty good idea sometime that something's not right in Camelot. And that's what we want to try to do, is to, keep us from, getting into any serious really bad problems as far as a collapse of any kind. And I certainly watching it very closely. 877-927-6648.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, by way of our good friend in Naples, Florida, Mr. Norm Winsky from Astro Trend. We have Norm on the line. Are you there, my friend?
Yes, sir, Larry. Good morning. Can
You're
you hear me
on,
okay?
my friend. What I've done, perfect. You're on. What I've done is I've got your information on the first, and we have the astrological symbols up there right now. And what I would like to do is we have a request from one of our listeners to give us an idea what are the most important of those different aspects between conjunctions, sextiles, squares. Are they listed in importance there? Is what he's asking. In other words, are conjunctions and sextiles and squares, trines, opposition equal, or how does that work?
Can we get to that in a minute so I can start at the beginning?
You start at the beginning. I will be quiet. You have my undivided attention
problem. So
along
what
with
we're
everybody
looking at
else.
here, I don't know if the people, I don't know how it works. If the people in the Tigers Den can see that or not. I know I usually watch on the archive version there, and then you can see my screen. I think you mentioned a while back. I don't know whether the people in the Tigers Den can see that. Let me just give you a heads up though. In a minute, we'll be hopping back and forth between my information and looking at the market. We'll be looking at a 1 minute S&P mini chart. So if you have availability of that, that would be good. Okay, we're now looking at the cover page for my what's called AT Daily, where I have all my intraday planetary information. We scroll down there toward the bottom of the page. We have a box with all the symbols in it. We have here's symbols on the left-hand side for all the bodies we look at out there in the solar system. You have the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Moon's North Node, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, and the Earth. Then we have the different symbols for the different signs. And then over here we have what's called aspects. Those are any key angular relationships between the planets. Now to answer your friend's question there, this is the essence of astrology. Is all about harmonics. That's dividing things up in equal parts. And it's this simple. You take a circle, 360 degrees, divide it by 1, then divide it by 2, divided by 3, divided by 4. Those are your major basic angles. Okay? So you have what's called the conjunction. That's if you divide 360 by 1. You get the conjunction. You're either at 0 or 360 degrees. Divide the circle by 2. And that's down here, the opposition. And that's 180. And if you divide by 3, then you get 3 into 360 is 120. That's called a triangle. You have the triangle, 120. And the 4 gives you a square because you have 4 90s in a circle, or you connect the dots. If you do that, and you end up with a square in your circle. So there's your major things, and then we have the smaller angles that are the same idea, but just as you go up the numbers there, what you're dividing by, the angles get smaller and they're less important. So the most important one of all, these are all longitude angles. In other words, if you go out in the night sky and you say, oh, look, there's a planet at 10 o'clock, there's a planet at 2 o'clock, they're 120 degrees apart, that'd be a trine. So that's the kind of measurement we're looking at. We also have down here toward the bottom where I mentioned declination and latitude. Those are the different ways that as the planets go around and around, they also go up and down. Declination is relative to the Earth due to Earth being tilted on its axis by 23 degrees. It appears as they go around and around, and the Earth is going around, that the planets, like for example, the simple example is in the winter time. If you go out at noon and look for the sun, it looks like it's at noon. The sun is low in the sky versus when you go out and look at the sun in June, and the sun would be high in the sky. If you're listening to me this in the southern hemisphere, it would be just the opposite. So they look like they're going up and down. So sometimes now then you're going to be looking at if you have two bodies like say Venus and Mars at the same degree of declination, and then they're on the same plane. It's not an airline; it's a geometric plane. And so then they are said to be parallel by declination. We measure that so many degrees from the Earth's equator. If they're opposite planes, one's 10 degrees north, one's 10 degrees south, for example, then they would be contraparallel by declination. And if it's the latitude, that's relative to the the highway the planets travel around the sun, called the ecliptic, then they'd be parallel, and they're on the same plane. Like, for example, most of them travel in a band of about 5 degrees north to 5 degrees south. If you get two bodies at the same degree north to south, then they'd be parallel by latitude. And if they're opposite, then they'd be contraparallel by latitude. That's denoted on my computer run by the little parallel sign with an asterisk next to it, or the contraparallel sign with an asterisk tells you it's latitude. Okay, so did I answer your,
okay.
I think I answered that gentleman's question right? Are you there, Larry?
Absolutely perfectly. And one question. Yes, sir. I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you now. There was a little bit of a lag. I thought maybe the Russians had hacked in or something.
Well, it's the problem, Norman, the problem is it's the engine from the Gulfstream 5. Sometimes when we're at this 25,000 foot level, the connection is not what you'd like it to be. So if you'll just bear with me, I'll ask the pilot to get us down to about 27.5, and we should be okay. Okay, Jorge, move that plane down. Okay, he's going to be down in just, and then we'll be ready to go here. Okay, the question that someone's asked is, you're interested in your astrology, and you've studied a lot of Gann work. Have you made any discoveries of what Gann might have done? Or most of these things, I personally know that these are things that you've done on your own, but have any of the things that Gann did were helpful in your looking at astrology?
Well, I think it's the other way around. What people need to know is that Gann was an astrologer. If you don't know that, if you don't know astro, you don't know Gann. I actually had the good fortune back in the early 80s. Yeah, he was an astrologer, yes. I had the good fortune in the early 80s to actually track down somebody who worked with Gann for 10 years. He was kind of like a Gann junior partner. His father, the reason I was able to talk to this guy, because Gann died back in the 50s, because this guy was working with Gann when he was a young man, and he got the job because his father had done the same thing before him. They were both astrologers, the father and the son. I got to talk to the son back in the early 80s, and he said, first and foremost, this is his exact quote, Gann was astrological. That's the first thing. So I did it sort of by pure luck, dumb luck. I studied astrology first before I ever heard of W. D. Gann. So when I first looked at Mr. Gann's materials, my first impression, not even knowing what I was looking at, somebody said, here, read these pages. And I read a few pages. And wow, this sounds a lot like astrology, not even knowing what I was saying, So, if you don't know astrology, you're spinning your wheels when it comes to Gann. Gann seems cryptic, and you've been beating your head on the wall for a long time trying to figure it out. The answer is you have to go learn astrology. I'll be happy to help the folks. I have a course to do that. So, should we go look ahead now?
I know, that's why we've got you on here. We certainly.
So, Larry, I have a demo page here. I picked the page. I picked a recent day. I have in this publication. I only have one. For the purposes of our show today, I picked one day.
Oh, we got to take a break.
It's music
Norm,
time.
We got to pay some. Pay some music. Okay, thank you, Jorge. You can take it back up to 32,000.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
TFNN has put together the finest live programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 9 hours a day starting at 8 a.m. as John Logan kicks us off each trading day with the Global Market Pulse. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Mondays and Fridays, catch live trading on the Nadex platform with host Tom and Tommy O'Brien, along with Daryl Martin on the Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour, sponsored by Nadex. Up next on TFNN.
Okay, we're back, folks, and Norm, we are going to be looking at your Astro Trend chart from January the 26th. We're with Norm Winski of Astro Trend. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Let me just give some background in that, when if you were to get this each month, I send this out a month at a time, so you would have all the days of the month, but we're only going to look at one. I picked a recent one, Thursday, because it had nice zigs and zags and swinging around a bit, versus Friday. Most of Friday was in a very narrow range. It would have been hard to make any money after the opening. I think you had a zigzag there in the first half hour, and then that was about it for the whole day. So I just, for demonstration purposes, I've selected Thursday the 26th, okay? So I don't know if the folks in the den can see this, or who can see this. I'm doing my Skype screen share here. But you notice here now at the top right page we have the date, which is 1/26. This below that we have the initials abbreviation GAAP. I have 3 groupings of planetary activity. One is geocentric. That's geo is from the point of view of the Earth. We have heliocentric. Helios from Greek. For the Helios is Greek for sun. And we have the U.S. natal chart. The natal chart is taking a snapshot of something when it began, and so I'm using July the 4th, 1776 as my basis for the U.S. natal chart. We're going to be looking at S&P E-mini futures 1-minute bar chart. So if you have that available I
don't see a bar chart here. I see a line chart.
I know, but I'm going to be flipping back and forth. Okay. So I don't know if your people in the den there can see that, but they can either write down these times or take a screenshot and then go and check them later, or whatever they can do, or maybe when we have this on the archive version on YouTube later, they can be able to see it. I don't know the mechanics or how it works at the TFNN. So anyway, so I'm showing now the page for the 26th. We're going to go one at a time. We're going to go down to number 2. The moon is the fastest body we track. It's zipping around and making lots of different key angular relationships as we go through the month. So number 2, we're not going to bother with the first one. That's 8:21 in the morning, because we're just going to focus on the day session for the S&P E-mini. If you don't have futures, you could do look at the spider or something and get pretty much the same result. So we're going to look at 1019. That's when the moon, I'm pointing at this on my screen. The moon was 90. You see the moon there? The crescent is the moon. And then you have a little square. That means 90 degrees. And that thing there looks kind of like the old-fashioned TV antenna. That's the planet Uranus. Let's go see if that did anything. Well, I'm going to pull up my E-mini 1 minute chart. Can you see that, Larry? I don't know how that works on your end there.
No, I don't. I don't see the 1 minute chart on the.
All right. Well, you can pull up
unless it's the line. Yeah.
You pull that up
Okay.
on your computer then. 1 minute E-mini futures, and we'll go look at 1019 on my screen here. Let's see. 1019 is like the last for the 26th. Okay. So you can scroll back maybe on your computer there and get that. So we're looking at like the last bar before it has a very sharp drop down. So that was a nice little top there at 1019 on the 26th. I don't know if you can see that yet, Larry, but that's what happened. Okay, I could have marked these.
I don't have 1 minute, but I see it. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Then we're going to move ahead, and maybe later you can do that. I don't know. 216. We're going to look at 216 now on the S&P E-mini chart. See if that did anything. 216. I'm pointing at the chart here for anybody who can see my screen, and you'll see that there's a box at the top there, and where I point gives you the time. So we're going to go to, what was that again? 216, and that was near a. That's not great. A little pullback low there within about 3 or 4 minutes late. Let's see, that little low there is 5. I'd have to give that a miss. So I have to call that a miss. So we're going to go through every one of these though. Hopefully we'll have time.
4 minutes makes it a miss.
Yeah, I'd say 5 minutes, and outside of 5 minutes.
Okay.
When these work, they often work within a couple of minutes.
Norm, we got it. I have to interrupt, Norm, just a second. We've had a request from 2 people already that tomorrow, if you will send me these today about what the markings were, so that I can re-show them in the morning, because I'm not able to bring those up right now. We've had several requests to show these exact spots. So if you would do those 5 aspects that you have there, and then tomorrow. I will post those.
The problem is I could have marked this all up with the thing, but then there's so many things happening, it gets to where it's hard to read,
Well, so this is what we're going to try to do, is to narrow it down and just look at these 5.
If I could suggest, just have the folks write down these times and go look at their E-mini 1 minute bar. I think they'll find that this works pretty well. Let's move ahead now. We're under the HAAD, which is heliocentric. I have a 1018. Let's back to that top again a minute before the 1019 top, and so that was pretty good. I think you could have. I think you dropped about more than 3 handles there. I mean, we're talking about making maybe 3-4 handles on the better ones here. So it's not big money, but you do that several times a day, and you can go to get a hamburger or something.
Yeah, especially if it's not a big one,
There you go. Okay, we're going to move ahead. Those last ones, number 22 and 23, are after the close. So we're going to move down here to the U.S. It's crazy. I know it's totally irrational that what happened on July the 4th, 1776, would have anything to do with what's happening now. But we're going to go look at 10:25 a.m., see if that was anything. And on my E-mini bar chart here, 10:25 is, I think, a low. It's close to a low. I think we're about a couple of minutes ahead, within a couple of ticks, and a couple of minutes of a low there. Okay, I don't think it's more than a tick or two, And just a minute or two ahead of a low, we got 11:58 is next. That's moon to most of these are moon. So you have the crescent there on the page. That's a little moon symbol. That was at moon 11:58. By the way, I'll teach everybody how to do this. If they get a hold of me, we'll get them signed up to do February. I got the February letter coming out on Sunday, next Sunday, and Super Bowl Sunday. And by the way, the February letter is probably the best one to get for the whole year if you're going to pick one, because then I do some of my long-term forecasting based on the January price section. But we have 11:58. I have to go look at that now. Let me know if we got get down to a couple minutes ago. We're
Yeah,
getting
well,
short on time.
we're going to have our break here, and one of the questions that someone's asked is, we're looking at shorter term cycles here. What about if you were looking at a little bit longer term cycles, like say for 2 or 3 hours or several days? The principle is the same, correct?
Then you're looking at bigger events, But that's what
That's
I usually
correct.
do.
Okay.
That's what I usually do when I come on your show. I thought to do something different.
Sure.
I would show the
Good.
intraday stuff today.
That's what we
that's
want to do.
basically
We'd like
the
a little.
That's basically the idea. So the folks can see this page with the aspects on it. Then we move down. I moved down to the U.S. I was going to the U.S.
Our break is coming now. Stay with us, and we'll tie you up at the very end of the show. Okay?
Okay.
I don't mean literally. I mean it's going to let you finish the show.
I was looking forward to having some fun. Okay.
All right. See you later. We'll be right back with Norm Winsky of Astro Trend from Naples, Florida. 239.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and we have Norm Winsky from Astro Trend on the line. And Norm, we've got about 2 minutes here, so you want to recap this. And then what I'd like to do, we've already had 2 or 3 requests to do this again in about a week, only I will be more prepared that maybe we could actually show your screen so that you could see these actual times, because 3 of those 4 were really spot on. So why don't you go ahead and finish up the show and we'll move on.
Yes, sir. So I'm going to show one more on the U.S. list there, the USA under USAAD. item number, probably one of the more important ones of the day. The little moon is the faster the body, the less important it is, but it gives you more opportunities. Okay, and as you move out from the sun, the moon is going around the Earth, but from the point of view of the sun, the farther out you go, the slower the body, but the more important it is. Like, think of the planets like boats, and if the ones near the sun, they're speeding around those little speedboats. When you get out to the outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, those are like the big ships. So, so when we get something, Venus is a little more important than the moon. We have something at 12:14 on that day, and if you go look at 12:14, you'll see there was a little rally into just about 12:14. I think that took about 2 minutes for it to roll over and start going down. That led to a little bigger move. Eventually, it dropped. I think. Let's see. That was 93.5 in the area, and it dropped eventually within about an hour or so to this was 12. Yeah, a little bit more than an hour, and it dropped to 89. So that's about 4 handles. You could have made about 4 handles off of that, So that's a nice trade. Make a couple $100, right? So anyway, that's how it works. Now the idea how to do that, you could do a screenshot, or I don't know what the people are seeing out there. They can see this page, I think. And if you take these times down and go check your 1 minute bar, I think you'll see that this has a pretty good batting average. Usually, I would say the average is about 75% for trades where you can make some money.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway,
this should be tested by the folks. Oh, we got to end of the show, folks.
Well, we got to
live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. Thank you, Norm Winsky, for joining us today.
Right, get a hold of me, and we can talk about how we can get you the free letter in the class, free class too.
Will do. Thank you, Norm.
Yes, sir. 239-594-3939.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.